Hi, I'm Edward Johnson,
And I'm Lucas Montserrat.
and this year we will be culturing Daphnia Magna and testing the water quality of Pingree streams and ponds.
Some basic background information to start. Daphnia are part of the crustacean family and are often known as water fleas. They can be seen blooming in ponds or lakes where there is a concentration of algae buildup. They are parthenogenic organisms, which means that they have the ability to self-replicate without fertilization, and their offspring are genetic replicas or clones of their parents. Once thought of as animals of polluted waters, they have now been known to be very sensitive to poor water conditions, and thus the EPA uses them to test water quality.
So we have two main research goals of this year, the first of which is to culture Daphnia. Daphnia are very sensitive, so this may actually prove challenging. However, once we successfully culture Daphnia, we want to use Daphnia to test water quality. In order to do this, we're going to have 3 water quality test points on a stream that runs through the Pingree campus. We're going to take water from the beginning of the stream, we're going to take water from the stream just before it enters the housing development, and we're going to take water from the stream as it exits the housing development. By doing this, we hope to answer the following question, and figuring out if runoff from the housing developments impacts water quality.
Now for the procedure, which deals with the first part of our research goal, which is culturing Daphnia. The first part of the procedure is preparing the ISO water. This is very important because Daphnia needs to be kept at a very specific water quality, otherwise it will die. So to do this, we first need to weigh and measure all of the salts needed, which are calcium chloride, magnesium sulfate, sodium hydrogen carbonate, potassium chloride, and sodium selenite. Next, we need to carefully add all of these salts together in reverse osmosis water using a magnetic stir. Next, we need to measure the water's pH, conductivity, and water hardness before usage. The pH should be between 7.5 and 8.2. The conductivity should be between 360 and 480 microsiemens per centimeter, and the water hardness should be 130 to 160 milligrams per liter. Second part of the procedure is the preparation of nutritional supplements. For this, we will need to make a Mariner stock. Mariner is an algae-rich seaweed extract. To make this, we will need to make a 1 liter stock of a 1:10 ratio of pure concentrated Mariner extract and distilled water. Then we will need to measure the optical density of the diluted sample using a spectrophotometer. The reading of this should be within 5% of 0.800, which is 0.760 and 0.840. In theory, we should be at exactly 0.800, and if not, we need to redo the steps above in order to make sure it is. The next part is preparing the baker's yeast. This involves taking a 10 milligram sample of dry baker's yeast and mixing it in 100 milliliters of distilled water. 0.5 milliliters of yeast stock solution should be added daily to the culture and be renewed every 1 to 2 weeks. These next 4 steps are imperative to the survival of the cultured Daphnia. To start, we need to have 15 Daphnia per 1.2 liters of ISO water and 4 milliliters of Mariner dilution. Next, we need to add 0.5 to 2 milliliters of Mariner dilution and 0.5 milliliters of yeast solution per day, Mondays through Fridays, not on the weekends. This part is very important. The vessels need to be kept at 20 degrees Celsius in a controlled photo period of 16 hours of light and 8 hours of darkness in order to ensure their survival. And finally, we need to cover the vessels with cling film to prevent evaporation of the water.
So the timeline for the project is as follows. We want to order all those supplies that are outlined in the budget by November 1st, so we can work on culturing the Daphnia before we leave for winter break on December 16th. When we return, we want to make sure to have a perfected Daphnia culturing procedure, and hopefully by then we can test water quality as well. We need a couple things for our procedure. First of all, we need to buy living Daphnia Magna. We can get about 40 of those for around $10. Then we need a water hardness test kit, Mariner extract, dry baker's yeast, and then the following 5 salts to prepare the ISO water.
Thank you and have a fantastic day.